Hey YouTube, I've decided to start a diary on my Oscars. It won't be the same as my other cichlids because obviously these fish are fully grown. I want to do a quick shout out to Psychedelic Babe, just got herself a baby Oscar. Welcome to the Monster Fish Club. You're going to love this fish, you're going to have years and years of fun with this fish. So let's start off with what is an Oscar. It's a cichlid, a large cichlid. It comes from South America and it comes from quite a varied area, quite a wide area. Now the good thing about this is it can handle different levels of pH and water hardness, which makes it an ideal fish for anyone wanting to get into larger fish or want to start a larger community of fish. It's a good fish to start with because you can add quite a few different fish in with these, and these fish will handle and live quite happily in their water parameters. So that is a good reason to start off with an Oscar if you're looking at large fish species. They will grow quickly and in the wild hit 18 inches. Now they're probably not going to see that in a tank. You're looking at about 12 to 14 inches tops, but you know that's a good size fish and you need a good size aquarium. You're looking at 5 to 6 foot by 2 by 2 foot to keep a couple of these happily, I think. I mean, these are in the 5 foot at the moment and they're perfectly happy. So they grow quickly, and for that they need a good diet. Now as babies, you want to give them lots of bloodworm and a good flake food. The reason I say flake food is it breaks down easy, they can chew it up easy, they can get it in their mouths. They have got quite big mouths even as babies, but I always feed all of my fry on a good quality like Tetra Pro colour, Tetra Pro Energy, and loads of bloodworm until they get a bit bigger. So once they're bigger, a varied diet. As with anything, they'll eat anything, these fish, but a good frozen diet. I give them prawns, mussels, squid, cod fillets, that sort of thing, all cut up, and they have a cup full of that every morning. So that gets all of their fresh food in them, and then throughout the day I just give them Hikari Cichlid Gold pellet. I've used a lot of pellets over the years. These fish seem to like that, and they really love it. So yeah, so they grow quick, they need a good diet. Sexing and breeding, something I've never attempted. I do plan to once the fish room's up and running. Now the problem with sexing, breeding, the Oscars, is they are monomorphic, which means the males look like the females look like the males. And to be completely honest, you'll read some different people say different things. To tell them apart by look alone is virtually impossible. So one of the things to look for while they're growing is males tend to grow a bit quicker than females, but there's no real way of knowing. The only way to really tell is to get them in a little tank by himself, get 2 of them in there, and set it up for the like, with some slates and stuff so they can lay some eggs and see if they start laying eggs. It's one of the more difficult cichlids to breed because you don't know what you've got. You could have 5 of them, you could have 5 males. There's no way to tell by just looking at them. Temperament wise, these fish are brilliant. I mean, they're big, aggressive fish when they want to be, but as a community, you see them all over YouTube. Everyone's got them. They get on with the other stuff in the tank as long as, you know, as long as everyone's being nice. Now I have seen these attack small fish, so I wouldn't put anything in here under 3-4 inches into this tank. I tried that with the Perun shark and they got mullered. So you know, if you're gonna mix them, a good idea, like I've done with all my other cichlids, is to buy a load of fry, a load of baby fish, and try and bring them on together. You know, once they're settled into community, these fish behave well and certainly get on fine. So fading. Now fading is something you're going to see a lot about with Oscars. I've kept them for a long time and I am by no means an expert, but what I will say about these fish is if your fish fade, your Oscars, all cichlids fade, but Oscars tend to look more dramatic. Look at him, I mean he's half orange, it's half grey at the top, sometimes even green, but nothing to panic about. You know your water parameters, you know, you've done your homework if you're doing it, and you've got big fish and they're alive and healthy. You're doing things right. Oscars will fade for little to next to no reason. So you're not doing something wrong if your Oscar starts to fade here and there. I mean, if I fart in my bedroom, one of these Oscars would have started to fade by the time I've walked into this room. They're a nightmare. If I do a water change, 1 or 2 of them fade out, they'll have a strop. You know, if you add new fish to the tank, they'll fade, and they will fade just for no reason. So with these, some species of fish, they start to fade and look a bit dull. You should be worried. With these, really, I wouldn't worry at all. These fish are fine, and they will do that just because they want to. They're like, if there was a Diva award for the fish, these would have it. They're stroppy bastards. But that's it really. They're very easy to keep, an excellent choice for anyone who wants to keep big fish. as a starter fish. I've put these fish through a lot of shit in the past. They really have been put through it all, and they come out fine the other side. And highly intelligent. People are talking about training these fish. I mean, you can stroke them, teaching them to take out food out of your hand. I've read stories of people putting ping pong balls in, and they play with a ping pong ball on the top of the water. They're one of the more intelligent fish species, and one of the reasons for that is they're quite communal. I mean, they enjoy the company of other Oscars or other fish in the tank, whereas some fish don't. Like my Pacu will stick by himself. You know, trying to get him to hand feed would be a nightmare. Plus, he'd probably bite my fingers off. But with these fish, they're quite communal. Anything that's communal, everything that seeks company, is going to be slightly more intelligent than a fish that doesn't. So they love to interact. They'll interact with you. They'll interact with you on the glass. They'll come up to the glass when you tap on it. They'll know when it's feeding time. They'll even start to recognise you. I've got my baby in the background. Sorry about that. But yeah, so brilliant choice of fish. They're easy to keep. They grow quickly. Just be aware of that. And yeah, enjoy your Oscars. Oscars are brilliant fish. They are really, really good fish to keep. And if I had to have one species of fish, it would probably be the Oscar. So yeah, I won't blabber on anymore. I'll do an update on these in about a month, because obviously they're not going to grow much. They're pretty much where they're going to stay, I think. But thanks for watching. Check out my channel. I've got loads of videos on all my other fish and other diaries and stuff. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Goodbye.